Since the early days of our civilization, humans have been drawn to magic. In the old ages, magic was much more than just entertainment. Amulets, curse tablets, magic spells were part of magic. Magic and witchcraft at some point worked together, or even were the same. Some magicians lost their lives. For ages, magicians entertained naive observers in the streets and at fairs. But in the 19th century, the father of modern magic, Eugine Robert-Houdin, not to confuse with Houdini, transformed magic from the street and circus sideshows into elegant entertainment events. And then came Harry Houdini, David Copperfield, Burton, Val Valentino, and many others. It would be very hard to find someone who doesn't enjoy a good magic art. But why are people still so drawn to it? We'll try to find out. And now, let's step into the world of magic. Joel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Eric. How you doing?
Great. I believe you represent a very special, very exciting, and truly captivating art genre. But before we get into my list of questions, let me ask the one that is driving my exploration. Why do humans make art?
Well, to me, I believe that humans make art to express a part of themselves to the world.
And why are people drawn to magic?
People are drawn to magic is because it's that sense of wonder that keeps them intrigued and captivated and wanting to see more.
Why magicians like to be magicians?
Because they like to connect with people and be able to entertain them and get them to bring out some smiles.
Now, how do you get into the magic, the world of magic?
Well, for me, it started as a young age. I've always liked magic when I was younger, but I actually went to some type of trade show where I saw this magician performing the classic sponge ball routine. And he was able to do some magical things, having the balls disappear and reappear in different areas. So I actually have a sponge ball with me. Did you want me to show
Sure, yes, absolutely.
Okay, so basically what he did was he basically had this sponge ball. He placed it in his hands. He has a second sponge ball. If I could place this in your hand, just like that. Hold onto it tight. Now watch what happens to my sponge ball. Just disappears. Then what he did was just snapped it on top of my hand. Go ahead and open your hand.
Wow.
The ball appears.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what that's what got me started with magic.
So how old were you? Yes.
I was probably 7.
7?
Yes.
And you started learning magic tricks?
My first performance was actually for a kids show. So one of my friends, he had a son who was turning 1, and he asked me if I could perform a magic show for his birthday party. So I said, sure, why not? I ended up trying to bring out a lot of magic items from my magic closet and put something together. But my first show actually didn't go as well as I expected it to go. I had the kids were heckling me. They were heckling the heck out of me. And
why?
I guess because I was very inexperienced at the time. So after that performance, I went home. I found all these books on how to manage audience. Audience management was very important.
What is audience management? How do you manage audience?
It's basically just different techniques on how to answer to the audience, depending on if they start saying something to me, if they start heckling me, I'm able to turn it around and make it part of the show, so it doesn't seem like I'm attacking them, and just make it fun. So then it ends up entertaining the crowd regardless. Yes.
Interesting. What is your most memorable performance?
My most memorable performance was for a little girl who was battling cancer, and I was told that she didn't have that much time on this earth, and I was able to perform for her and her family. Sadly, a few months later, she had passed. But I'm grateful that I was able to share my magic and was able to bring out a smile for her.
Wow, that's a sad story.
Yeah.
Maybe you could show some tricks now?
Sure. Let's try this thing, Rubik's Cube. So I have 2 Rubik's Cubes here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you one. I have one myself. So what's going to happen, If this is possible, if you could reach behind your back, and in a moment. So when you say go, we'll both place the Rubik's Cube behind our back and mix it as much as possible.
Okay.
When you feel that it's thoroughly mixed, you say stop, and then we bring it back in front of us.
Okay.
Okay? On your call.
I'm ready.
Okay, go. All right, so we're just going to keep mixing it around. And then whenever you feel it's thoroughly mixed, you say
I
stop.
think that's good enough.
All right,
Stop.
let's bring it out. Let's see what we got here. Perfect, so nice. So it's mixed up pretty well. But let's see what we can do. Now, would it be possible if I were to stack these side by side like this, knowing that you mixed yours and I mixed mine, would it be possible one of these sides matching?
Highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely, right? But let's see if maybe...
I mixed it pretty well.
Yeah, me too. But maybe, let's see if we could get something. Oh, look at that. We actually have one side match. Okay? But maybe that's not impressive. Maybe not one side, but maybe how about two sides? Yeah. Or maybe three sides. 4 sides.
That's a magic.
Yeah. Even 5 sides. Or all 6 sides matching for your entertainment pleasure.
Oh my goodness. that's
Yeah.
really nice.
So we do stuff like that.
Oh, that's amazing. I have no idea how it might happen. That's probably magic of making magic.
That's the magic of making magic.
Any performance where trick didn't work?
Yes, our job as a magician is to entertain people. And so even when things go wrong, it's our job to keep pushing forward. And sometimes, if we can, we're able to turn those errors and make it part of the show so it won't even seem like it's an error. Actually, there was one incident where I was doing my dove act. And, when I was doing my show, I noticed when I got to the event, I was missing one dove. And I said, wow, what happened? Like, where did it go? And I just realized maybe I just didn't get him from the cage because at that time I had a huge walking
magic
cage.
went too far.
Magic went too far, sure. But so when I got to the performance, I had a special job for this dove. But since he didn't show up, he probably disappeared on me. But since he didn't show up, I had to take that part of the routine out and just add something in to replace for it.
So
Yeah.
unexpected happens.
Unexpected, yeah.
All right.
Everybody, close your eyes, ascend, go up. Everybody.
Where do you show your magic? So how do you find the audience? How do you find the stage?
Well, anywhere I go, pretty much, I always carry a lot of things with me, especially a deck of cards. But so I pretty much perform everywhere I go. But if I'm hired to perform at events, I do mostly children's shows and corporate events. And now currently I still do. I work at a bar and I do bar magic. So I stroll around doing a lot of close-up work. But you could find me anywhere. You could reach me on my website or Yelp.
So you just mentioned close-up. Are there different types of magic?
Yes, there's actually stage magic and close-up magic.
So
There's
what's the difference?
Okay, so stage magic is where you're in a big theater seating, and it's almost like you're watching a movie, and you're just entertaining the whole crowd. But a close-up magic, it's more intimate, just like what I'm just showing you today.
Okay.
So it's very intimate, and you get to feel the magic. You get to be part of the magic. So that's...
Is it more difficult?
I would say they both have their own difficulty levels, but close-up magic is very, very technical. You have to have a lot of dexterity with hands. With stage, you just have to have the full production, making everything look nice. One time I was doing close-up magic at some school, and I was actually just using the restroom, but I saw these three people, and I said, "Can I show you something real quick?" And what I did was, I was able to levitate off the ground, and when I landed back, these three people just rushed out the door and just started screaming. So that was one of my memorable moments.
And most unexpected reaction of the audience?
Oh, so this actually happened not too long ago. So at the bar I'm working at, I was performing close-up magic, and this guy actually tipped his stool back and fell, and he just was so just in shock to see what he just saw.
Okay.
Yeah,
he survived?
Yeah, he survived. I'm glad he did, but he fell backwards, and I thought things would go even worse, but he was okay, thankfully.
All right. Okay. Now maybe a few more magic tricks.
Sure. Let's try this one here. Bring out a deck of cards. Okay, so you can see these are all different.
Okay, I will
right, let's see. I'm going to show you this
get
way.
ready myself.
All right.
Warm up my hands.
They're all different?
Looks different.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to riffle the cards down. We call this riffling down the cards, okay? So as I riffle down the cards, you say stop anywhere you like.
Stop.
Right there. Okay, go ahead and just take this card.
Okay.
You can take a look at it, memorize it. You could even show the cameras. Let me know when you're done.
Done.
Done? Okay. You can actually just hold on to that. Don't let me see it. I'm going to put this deck back right here. Now I'm going to grab this notepad of mine. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to try to get inside your mind, try to think about the card that you just selected, and draw it onto this notepad of mine, okay?
Okay.
So what I want you to do is just try to focus on that card. Try to see if you could just send it into my mind. All right. Let's try this out.
It's going. It's going.
Okay, I think I got something. All right, let me just draw this here. Okay, maybe.
More.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. All right, so I think your card that you selected was the Ace of Spades.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
You know what? It's a good thing I have a backup plan over here. If I draw some dimensions just like this, now it looks like a box of cards, right?
Yep.
So then your card is in this box of cards.
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's see. Let's try to find out. What was the card that you actually selected?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, but what was it? Since this was an error already, what was the card that you have?
Should I show it to you?
Oh, you could just name it out.
7.
7
Then red.
hearts or diamonds?
Diamonds.
Oh, okay. Well, obviously this is a black card.
Okay.
Right? Let's try something here. If I just went like this. Just like that. Now your card has actually arrived, right? What's even more interesting about this is that your card is actually part of that picture. You could check that out.
It is, and I can show it to you. Right.
There you go. You can keep it as a souvenir.
I will
I'll
keep
take
it.
this card from you.
Okay.
All right.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll save it,
For
and then
sure.
we'll get your signature.
Definitely.
Okay. So, where do you learn your new magic? It seems to be like a secretive club, and secrets seem to be very protected.
Yes.
So.
I've actually met so many magicians, and a lot of us get together here and there, and we meet at coffee shops or in our houses, and we call these sessions. So we get together and have these little sessions and work together and learn together, to kind of grow together. But some other things, like I said, we kind of find things on books, a lot of things on the internet now that we could actually purchase and be able to figure out how we could integrate that into our performances.
And people invent new magic tricks?
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time. It's
Do
magic.
you?
No, sure.
You have your own magic tricks that you protect yourself?
Oh, of course, for sure, definitely.
Okay. Can anyone learn at any age?
I believe anyone can learn. Yeah, all ages too. I mean, it's almost like learning how to play an instrument. So the more hours you put into your craft, the better you become.
What is most important in making magic and being a successful magician?
Most important, I believe, is being able to connect with people and being able to be humble. I think being humble is very important to being a magician.
Any role model?
Role models, when I started as a young kid, I grew up watching David Copperfield shows. So I must have recorded all his shows on TV. He was my very first influence. There's a lot of other magicians out there, but he was my very first one. Then when when David Blaine came out, I started getting more into close-up magic. David Blaine just introduced me to a different realm of magic.
And how do you stay in this magical shape?
I just have to keep up with how magic is changing through the years. It just keeps evolving and changing, becoming more dynamic, very, very strong magic. And as long as I'm keeping up with magic, I think it keeps me in good shape.
But do you need to keep have a special exercise for hands?
Oh, of course.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not special exercise, but you always got to be doing something with magic, always practicing. That's, to this day, I still practice every single day.
You have a really beautiful family. Do you teach your kids magic tricks?
Sometimes if they're interested, sometimes if they see me practicing, they'll come over and want to learn some of the things I'm doing. So we'll kind of just have fun with each other, and I'll show them some magic. They'll perform for me. Sometimes they perform for their kids or for their friends. So they do perform? Sometimes, yeah.
So they learn some magic tricks?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Any other magic tricks?
Any other magic? So since we have this, we mix this up pretty well, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anyone solve a Rubik's Cube with one hand? No.
Don't remember.
Okay. How about if I show you that I could solve this with one hand? Would that be amazing?
That will be totally amazing.
Solving the whole cube.
Yep.
But how about we take it a step further? If I were to solve this with one hand in less than 30 seconds, would that be even more amazing?
That will be fantastic.
Okay. We'll take it a step further. So what if I solve this whole thing with one hand, less than 30 seconds, and behind my back? Would that be even more amazing?
That will be unbelievable.
Well, a lot of people might think that I might be doing something funny behind my back. So what if I were to stand here and show you in full view how I'm solving this, less than 30 seconds with one hand and in full view? Would you like to see that?
I think everybody would like to see that.
All right, here we go. Okay, Adik, on your call.
Go.
Am I getting close? Am I getting there? Is that it? There we go. Full view.
I have no other reaction than this.
Thank you very much.
That's cool. What would be the one question you would ask yourself?
I'd probably ask myself, can you push yourself even further?
Okay. You probably will keep asking this question every day for the rest of your life.
Probably.
All right. So now I would love to see more of your magic.
Sure.
So let's go into kind of a stage mode.
Okay.
And show more.
Okay. Another thing right here. Deck of cards. Let's just take this card, for instance, the king. What I'm going to do is just try to find a soft spot, maybe right here, just like this. And maybe I could even slide it just like this. I could even show you underneath, sliding it around. Then if I could just take it back just like this. Adik, would you like to come over and help me out with this routine here?
Sure.
Okay, so I have a deck of cards, all right? So what I want you to do is just select any of these cards, okay? And then what I want you to do is go ahead and sign your name across the face of the card, okay? And let me know when you're done.
Done.
Okay, actually, I would need another thing here. this envelope. If you could check this envelope, you can actually put the card down here.
Okay.
Make sure there's nothing inside this envelope.
Empty?
Empty. Okay, I'm going to take this envelope, place it inside my pocket. We're going to come back to this in a second.
Okay.
So you have your card right here, signed.
Yep.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually place your card inside this deck of cards. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to make your card disappear from this deck of cards and reappear inside that envelope that's in my pocket. Would that be amazing?
I will not believe it.
Okay, well, how about we even take it a step further? What if I were to actually make this whole deck disappear and switch to that envelope with your card inside?
Okay.
Okay, let's try it out. Here you go. So here's a deck of cards. Watch carefully. 1, 2, switches to that envelope. Okay? You can even see inside this envelope is
My
your
card.
signature. Yes. And like I said, it switched with everything that was in my pocket.
Should I check my pocket?
There we go. All right.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you very much. Okay, Adik, I brought my phone here, and on my notes app, there's a list of 100 different beverages, from juices to waters or sodas, alcoholic beverages, you name it. So what I want you to do is just pick a number between 1 and 100. Just say it out loud.
27.
27. Okay, so I'm going to open my notes app. Let me unlock this.
And I'll get my magical glasses.
Okay. Okay, so on my notes app, can you click on that? Mm-hmm. Okay, now you see the beverages list?
Yes, I
Go
do.
ahead and click on that. And then you said what number?
27.
Okay, what does that say? Number 27.
Should I say it?
Yeah, sure.
Jim Beam Bourbon.
Jim Beam Bourbon. Okay, so like I said earlier, I had this prediction that's been sitting here the whole time.
Yep.
Let's see if my prediction is correct. Jim Beam Bourbon, just like that.
Right.
But sometimes we could even take it a step further. If I just do this. Now I'm going to need something else. Nothing in this hand. Nothing in this hand.
Yeah.
If I just need a little bit, right here. Okay. Now we have a little bottle that says
Yeah.
Jim Beam Bourbon, just like that.
That's amazing.
All right, Adik, you ready?
I am. Do I need my glasses?
It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, so I have this cup and a ball here. And if you could examine this cup, make sure this is one solid cup. All right.
Looks solid.
All right, and this ball here, is there anything funny about this ball? No?
Nope.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a little game. We're going to do a couple of rounds, but what we're going to do, I'm going to place the ball inside the cup, give it a shake, and then you're going to have to tell me whether or not I snuck the ball in my pocket over here, or I left the ball underneath the cup over here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, here's round one. In goes the ball. Where do you think it's at?
Here.
Of course. So that's round one. Round two, this time we're going to try it again. Let's see. Let's give it a shake. Okay. Actually, I'm going to just show you that I placed the ball in my pocket. So there's nothing under here. But then where would it be then?
I guess in your pocket.
Remember pocket, but look. One snap of the finger, it looks like the ball just reappears.
Okay.
But you know what? A lot of people think that I have quick hands, but I'm going to show you how this really works.
Okay.
So we do this thing called sleight of hand. In my view, it looks like this, or in your view, it looks like this, right?
Right.
But I still retain the ball in this hand, see? In my view, it'll look like this. So I pretend like I'm making a big deal of placing it in my pocket, and I secretly slide this ball underneath the cup.
So
right?
you're
When you look up,
distracting me.
yes. So when you look up, that's when I make the move. But you'd even see what just happened here because you're looking at me the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Look what happens. See that? But you know what? Maybe it's not even about this line or this ball. Maybe you said you knew magic, right?
And I hope so.
Okay, why don't you give it a snap on top of this cup and then lift it up. Let's see what happens. Lift the cup up. There you go.
Okay.
Good job. You can see none of these can even fit all together. So.
Right. They don't.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You bet.
Unfortunately, it's time to wrap up our show. But it is clear that magicians seem to enjoy amusing, shocking, impressing, mystifying their audience with their tricks. And the audience loves to be tricked. Their imagination is being challenged, the brain is rushing to solve the puzzle. It is exciting, so it works for both ends. That is probably why magic is one of the most loved and successful modern performing art genres. I'd like to thank Joel and wish him great success in his venture. I'm sure he will continue impressing art lovers with his magic. And I'll continue my journey, my expedition in a search of an answer to one question: why do humans make up? Till next time, I'm your host, Ade Hanukai, and let the magic be with us.